Okay. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's what'll happen. Am I live? Yeah. Oh, cool. So, okay. Nicole gave me. All right, look at that. Oh, this is cool. This is like my my little studio. I don't do any videos at home. What's up, Nick? What's up, Daniel? Bigger Red. You know, man, I don't know. You may be older than me. I don't know. Actually, let me know. Nem, thanks for joining. We have some channel members here. I did. You know what? The problem was I'm just going to tell you right now, I had to go incognito mode. This new Mac we got. So anyway, I haven't gone live in like 3 years. I mean, I really only started YouTube like 4 years ago. Hi, everyone. I know I'm just going to ramble a little bit here. I do have an itinerary just so I can stay on track, because if you know me, I will blab and talk for days, and I kind of need to tell myself when to shut up. Oh, Bigger Red, you're 33? Well, guess what? My birthday, Nicole, when's my birthday? My birthday's in 2 days. I will be 33 in 2 days. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I haven't gone live in like 3 years. It was supposed to be last week. We got a new Mac computer, and I guess YouTube changed stuff. You need to YouTube Live. You can only access through Google Chrome. I don't know why, but that's the only way you can get on. But then there was like security issues with Google Chrome, and this. So anyway, I'm incognito mode, and that's the only way to get it to work. Happy birthday. Thanks. CJC Adventures. Welcome. Loving all your content, especially the Elvis videos. From Carl here in Tipton, England. Welcome. My wife and I love England. We went to, thank you, Daniel, for the happy birthday shout out. We honeymooned in England in 2019. And our plan is always, when we hit our 10-year anniversary, which will be in 4 years, to go back to England. But I wasn't doing YouTube videos then. So like now, my thing is whenever I go back to England, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a list like a mile long of videos to make. Oh, you said the Elvis videos. Well, check this out. The last time we were at Graceland, oops, there we go. Maybe like half a year ago or so, something like that. I got this. So I try not to drink coffee later in the day. But I was like, I'm going to need it for this live stream stuff. Okay. Well, first off, I wanted to start off by saying thank you all for being here. I'm kind of interested to see how many people we get. If it's, we already hit like 9. So I was like, if I get more than 5, like I'm good with that. I just kind of want to hang out and chill. I will try to do this more on like a weekly basis, definitely bi-weekly, but I'll try to do it on a weekly basis a little bit. Then we could, get really going. But anyway, I wanted to start off by saying thanks. Let me know where you guys are watching from. CJC Adventures. Carl, you already let me know in Tipton, England. That is awesome. Anybody else joining us, let me know where you're watching from. I always kind of wonder, a lot of the subscribers who watch my channel, they, if they're especially like overseas, like I get people say, well, I'm in the Philippines, I'm in Norway. They usually let me know I'm from Australia. But the US people, I don't know. The Common Historian, what's up, dude? Northern New York, I knew that one. You know what's funny? We were talking about when we did the podcast, we were talking about Sleepy Hollow, New York. And what were we saying? My wife and I were saying, I'm going to Los Angeles in January to do a boatload of gravesite tours. And I was like, oh, you know what would be really cool? It would be really cool to do a video on the Wizard of Oz folk. And I know some people have done it, not too many, but like, I'm going to be in the cemetery where the Scarecrow's buried, where the Tin Man's buried. Dorothy is buried. They have a little memorial for Toto. But then Nicole and I were trying to figure out, okay, where's the lion? Where's the Wicked Witch of the West? And where's Glinda? Well, we found out the Wicked Witch of the West was cremated. I think her remains are with her family, so she's kind of out. The lion is in New York, and Glinda is buried near Sleepy Hollow, New York. So I need to go there, is what I'm saying. But I would like to do a video with all the Oz folk. Actually, in the same cemetery that, I can talk about cemeteries and just keep going. The same cemetery that the Tin Man and the Scarecrow are buried in is one of the Munchkins, one of the Lollipop Guild kids. He's buried there too. I just found out he lived to be like 98. So that's pretty crazy, but all right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, watching from DFW. Yes, sir. You're not too far from me. We do have to figure out where we can make a video. Let me see. I saw Missouri somewhere. Oh, Daniel. Okay. Missouri, originally from Independence, now living in Kansas City. Okay, so I'm guessing maybe you saw my who did I do? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Harry S. Truman, that was it. I was like, what president did I just do up there? So what's funny about that, Beverly, welcome. Hello, watching from the Middle Tennessee. Nice. I have a lot of plans filming all across the state of Tennessee. There's more I want to do in Memphis. I spent a night in Nashville. Nothing with YouTube in Nashville. I want to go to like Knoxville, Pigeon Forge. I want to go there. Thanks, John. Thanks for tuning in. I very much appreciate anyone who says, I love your channel. I love what you do. I'm so glad. And let me just say this because my wife, Nicole, and I talk about this a lot. And it's like, I have my own family, obviously, but then I have my YouTube family because besides my mother and my wife, nobody in our family knows what I do or gives a crap what I do. They don't watch the videos. I'll tell, sorry, Nicole, I'm going to call my mother-in-law out. I'll tell my mother-in-law, oh my gosh, I was just filming whatever, Machine Gun Kelly's gravesite. And she's just like, cool. NEM is from Texas. Well, I knew that one. So anyway, I just want to, it's cool that there's other people. I'm not by myself. I used to think maybe I'm weird that I like visiting graves. And I say in some of my videos, one of the most peaceful things for me is being in a cemetery in the morning and watching the sun come up and go visiting some famous graves. So I'd always thought I was just weird, but then I got into YouTube stuff and I was like, oh, there's other people that actually like this. So you got to make it to Sleepy Hollow at some point. It's awesome. I want to. I don't even know if there's any, maybe one. I don't know if there's any real famous people buried there, but just the Sleepy Hollow town and the Sleepy Hollow cemetery. I just want to see. Daniel, love the Bonnie and Clyde video you did in Joplin. You know what I'm going to try and do? I have trips planned for the next few months. I know in about 3 weeks, Nicole, my baby, and I are going to Waco, Texas. I filmed, everyone remembers the 1993 Waco siege, David Koresh, the Branch Davidians. It was a horrible tragedy. We're going to go there again. I filmed the video there kind of when I was first starting out, and I found out some more information. I want to do it a little bit better. So we're going to go there. Then I'm going to Oklahoma City the weekend after that. Then I think in November or December, I'm heading back up to Joplin, and I'm going to try and spend the night in the Bonnie and Clyde shootout apartment. I know the Airbnb owner like puts out a minimum 2-night stay. So I'm going to see if I can just stay one, because I really don't need to spend 2 nights in Joplin. I just won't, I could better spend my time at other places. But anyway, as I was saying, I want to go back to Joplin. And then, like I said earlier, I'm planning to go to Los Angeles for like a week to a week and a half in January. And I'm really excited to do some stuff out there. If anyone okay, so here you go. I'm going to Los Angeles in January. If anybody has any ideas, let me know, because I'm doing a boatload of research. I already know, and it's hard too, because like so many people have done graves in Los Angeles and Hollywood, and I just try to make it a little bit different. So for those of you who are on here right now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. One of the first videos I want to do is Michael Jackson's grave and where he died, right? And people have done Michael Jackson's grave. People have done the house where Michael Jackson died. There's like 1 or 2 guys who've done both, but I want to combine the Thriller locations in that video just to make it a little bit different. I'm sorry. I'm like, what I tell you, I'm just talking and not even paying attention to the comments. Well, you know what? We have like a whole itinerary that I want to try and get through, but whatever. It's good, all good. Big Red, how's the fam? The fam is good. Our baby girl is 9 months old. Couple days, 4 days ago, she turned 9 months old. She's just starting last month to like crawl. She's not doing like the hands and knees crawl, but she's doing, we found out it's called like a 3-point crawl, where she's kind of like on 1 knee and 2 hands, but she flies around the house. 10 Sten is from Baltimore. I'm going to Baltimore next summer. I want to see some graves there. I really like to go to the Guinness factory in Baltimore, because we were at the Guinness factory in Ireland. But my plan there, I know John Wilkes Booth is buried in Baltimore. And my plan with my mom, actually, we're going to do this road trip. We're going to retrace the steps of John Wilkes Booth through like all the states and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. Okay. There's a bug in my house. Yes. Okay. Daniel. Phrasal Productions. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? He's a cool dude. He does a lot of similar content to me. And actually, when I was talking about the Michael Jackson thing, I know he was one of those who did like Michael Jackson's house and grave where he died. And that's why like I want to do that too, because it's a cool video. Plus, I just want to see that stuff. But I want to add, like I said, well, if he's done that, I don't want to just copy him, because I don't want to do that. But I'm like, if I can do that and add the Thriller locations, like go to the street, go to the Thriller house, then I'm like, okay, well, then it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? But like I said, Los Angeles, anybody, any ideas? I would love to go try and stay in because I think it's still open. The hotel where Janis Joplin died in, I think you can like request that room and stay there. And yeah, Nick, how are your wife and baby doing? It's cool that they travel with you sometimes. Yes, we are all going to Waco, Texas in 3 weeks, as I mentioned earlier. Baby is good. Nicole is good. You going to sneak into Michael Jackson's ranch? No. I don't feel like getting arrested when I'm out that way. You know what's interesting though? That ranch is like, it's not even anywhere near like Los Angeles or Hollywood. It's like really far out in the boonies in California, but that's how you want it. Have you been to Tampa, Florida? From Mr. Geek Me Out. Oh, that's a really cool name. Tampa, Florida, no. I've been to Orlando. We went to Disney, but I want to go to Tampa. I'm a big baseball fan. For those, if you follow my channel for a while, I've talked about it. I've been to like stadiums in the past too, but I want to go see them. I really hope the Rays go back to Tropicana Field because I want to see that stadium. Okay. I said in the beginning of the video, I created an itinerary and I want to try and get through some of those. Oh, before we get going, is there any other YouTubers watching this? I'm just curious because obviously I know a lot of people don't do YouTube videos. They just watch the videos. But I see like in YouTube Studio, you could see people that have subscribed. And there's a lot of YouTubers that do. They have 2,000 subs, 5,000, 10,000 that subscribe to me. So I'm just curious. If there is, just let me know in the comments. But anyway, let's recap. I'd like to do a little recap of the last 2 videos that came out. So I always uploaded a video on Saturdays for the longest time, 1 video a week, because I was, got my 9-to-5 job and we had the baby. But I'm trying to do like more videos, at least for the rest of the year, just to see how it goes, like a 2-1, 2-1. So this past week, I uploaded 2 videos. And Tuesday, I didn't know how it was going to go because Tuesday, I uploaded for sure my darkest video, I think, I've ever done. And I retraced the steps of Dennis Rader, who is the BTK serial killer in Wichita, Kansas. That one was creepy. I was like, I know like you guys like dark history and stuff. I mean, that's basically what my channel is about. That's what I do. But I was kind of wondering, is that going to be too dark? But I mean, you guys, I got a lot of comments on there, like, cool video, sad for the victims, but that was creepy. That was creepy to film too. And like I said in the video, it's really hard to do any videos where you're like going and filming a new resident's house, like they're living there now. So I always try to be like quick and discreet. I did get like caught in the last 2 places, both on the street where he lived. The one lady was really nice, the other not so much. But yeah, it was kind of creepy to go in some of those areas. Karen Michaels' ranch is called Neverland in Los Olivos, California. How far north? I guess I could look it up. But how far away is Los Olivos from like Hollywood or Los Angeles? I'm just curious. I know it's like not close, but I know it's up that way. Sorry. You can visit the Al Lopez Baseball Museum at your city. What is that? Al Lopez Baseball Museum. I have to look that up. I do not know what that is. I may go, speaking of baseball, I may go to the Baseball Hall of Fame next spring. It's like 2 hours from my parents' house. They are in Northeast Pennsylvania. Baseball Hall of Fame is in Cooperstown, New York. My gosh, you guys see that? There's like this little fly that got in my house, and of course it's like flying right here. Let's see. And then yesterday, if you haven't seen the video, yeah, there's this little fly. Jeez. Do you all hear that? That's my baby. Nicole, you think they heard that? Yeah. I do have noise canceling headphones. I was like, if she gets too loud, I may have to put those on. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so anyway, last Saturday, when was that? Yesterday. Yesterday, it was a classic, I guess you can say Travels with Nick type of video, a gravesite video. We did the one and only Jerry Lee Lewis, the killer. Haha, yep, definitely heard the baby. Yeah, and she found her voice. So she sometimes does like this. What do we call it? Baby pterodactyl. This very high screeching thing that can just go on for days, and you know. But anyway, yesterday we did the Jerry Lee Lewis gravesite. That was out in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. Really like boonies out kind of in the swampland areas of Louisiana. So if you haven't seen that video, I hope you will support and go check it out and give us a thumbs up. I don't know if a lot of people know this, especially if you don't do YouTube, but the more thumbs up people get, the more the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out. So that plays a big part. Karen, at least 2 hours to Neverland. Oh, north of Santa Barbara. Okay. I got you. Yeah, I think one of these days I'd like to make it there. Obviously, I know there's like still a guard there all the time. And you really can only see it from the road, but just to kind of see where he lived would be pretty cool. Anything else about Jerry Lee Lewis? I'm a big fan of Elvis. I'm sure a lot of you know. Dr. Huru, 129 miles between LA. Okay. 2 hours, 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. A lot of stuff I didn't know about Jerry Lee. I always liked him because he's always like one of the original rock and roll pioneers. You know, obviously there's Elvis, Johnny Cash, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee, Carl Perkins. But that guy had a tragic, crazy life. A lot of it was his own doing, but like, gosh, if you've seen the video, you already know. But if you haven't seen my video from yesterday, I'll just kind of explain a little bit. First of all, he was married 7 times. His first wife, you'll think this is crazy if you don't already know. Jerry Lee Lewis's first wife was his first cousin once removed, and she was only 13 years old, and he was 22. And then they had a baby together, which was crazy. But I guess, like 1957 that happened. Times were a little different then, maybe in Louisiana. I don't know. But anyway, tragic stuff. That baby that they had died 3 years old, drowned in a pool. Sad. He had another son, Jerry Lee Lewis Jr., was 19, died in a car crash. Just like crazy stuff. Beverly, I don't remember what state it's in, but you can see where Ricky Nelson's plane went down. Actually, Where is that? I know where that is. Is that in, kind of want to say Missouri? Might be Missouri. Somewhere. I have to look that up. It could be Missouri. But yes, I've seen who did that video? I think Jordan the Lion. I follow him. I don't know if you guys do. He did that video where the plane crash happened. It's on like private property, but I think there's a marker there. I think I have to see where he's buried too, Ricky Nelson. Al Lopez Museum is the Tampa baseball history. Okay, I understand. I will have to add that to my list. Because like I said, I love baseball. I'm a baseball dude. I'm one of those guys that wants to see every stadium before I kick the bucket myself. All right, let me see. Here's a question for y'all I came up with. If anybody wants to answer this. So if you follow my channel or you're checking this out in the live stream, chances are you kind of like the dark tourism, dark history niche, if you want to call it that. So my question is, and for a while I just thought I'm just weird, but I want to ask you guys, like, what draws you guys into wanting to watch videos like that? Is it like the curiosity, the thrill of it? I think for me, it's kind of just curiosity. But if anybody wants to answer that in the chat, I'm just curious. Like, thanks, Karen. I like history. You probably heard that's my baby again. Mia, what are you doing over there? Oh. I think I said this before. The first famous grave I've ever visited was Elvis Presley's, and that was the first time he was my idol, and I was like, oh man, he's like right there, and that's the first time I was like, whoa, I kind of really like this famous grave stuff. Speaking of, in these live streams, I want to do like a famous grave of the week. Like I said, I'd like to do these live streams weekly, but they may be bi-weekly. But anyway, I picked a famous grave of the week, and that one is Mr. Benjamin Franklin, founding father, buried in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. I did that video a while ago, which is cool because I visited we used to live in the Philadelphia area for about 6 years until we moved down to Texas. But I visited his grave so many times, and I never knew where his house was, where he died. I tried to, when I do famous grave videos, I try to go to the place where they died too, because you kind of get like a 2-for-1. But I never knew the outlining of his house where he died is literally like a couple minutes down the road. So when I got to do that video, I was like, okay, gonna go see Benjamin Franklin's grave, the outlining of his house, and there was like a new museum that they did there. Okay, let's see. I got to catch up on my comments. I don't remember what state it's in, but you can see where Ricky Nelson's plane went down. I got you. Okay. Yeah, I will look that up. That is definitely, yeah. Okay. Karen, did you go to James Dean's crash site? No, but it's on my list. I want to. I also want to actually, I mentioned earlier on the call, I don't know when you guys are joining in. I'm going to Los Angeles in January, and I want to go see Paul Walker from the Fast and the Furious. He's buried there, and actually where he died, his car crash site is not far at all from where he's buried in the cemetery. So, but James Dean is on my list. Gracie, what does that say? Gracie Stiles, the Lobster Boy. No, can't say I've ever heard of him. What is that? Where's the pen here? I gotta like write this stuff down. You guys are saying. I know there's like I gotta check out that baseball thing, museum. Buried in Forest Lawn in LA. Yes, and I just found out I just thought there was the Forest Lawn Cemetery in Glendale where Michael Jackson's buried, but then there's that one, then there's like Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills. There's Hollywood Forever Cemetery. There's the cemetery that Marilyn Monroe is buried in. Funny enough, Hugh Hefner, the Playboy guy, is buried literally right next to her. Big Red. I get to learn about big things that have happened before I was born. It's funny. I'm more interested in stuff that happened before I was born than I care about afterwards. Some things anyway. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I was going to ask, do you guys have any questions? But like we kind of been chatting the whole time. But if anybody has any questions, let me know. One of the questions I have, if you've been watching my channel for a while or anything, one of the questions I have, has anyone visited any of the places I've filmed? Like a lot of people, I live outside of Dallas. So like I film JFK, Oswald stuff a lot, or Bonnie and Clyde stuff. And a lot of people, when they come to Dallas, they go to where JFK was assassinated, the 6-4 Museum. So anything like that, has anybody seen Go Irish? Yes, I had to wear the hat. It is college football season. I love college football. So, K. Grant, Go Irish. That's what my father-in-law says all the time. Everybody, Go Irish. So, but like I said, anyone visited any of the places I've filmed? Have you been to Arlington? If you are referring to, well, that's funny. I'm assuming, I had to think about it. I'm assuming you mean Arlington National Cemetery outside of DC. Yes, I've been there. I plan to go back there next summer. But when I first read Arlington, there's also Arlington, Texas, where like the Cowboys play, the Texas Rangers play. So I was like, yeah, Arlington is, 30 minutes down the road. But then I was like, oh, you probably mean Arlington National Cemetery. Bigger Red, have you thought about doing the O.J. Simpson stuff? Yes. I do not know if I will get to that when I'm in Los Angeles in January, but it is on my list. I have like, oh my gosh, especially California in general. I mean, we've been to San Francisco, so like I filmed a bunch of stuff there, but Los Angeles and like the Hollywood area, I have a list of like a mile long of video ideas. So O.J. Simpson is one of them. I don't know if I'll make that on this trip, but Karen says, I've lived in Oklahoma City. He works at the post office across from the street from the memorial. The last time I was there, even though they say do not park in the post office parking lot. Yes, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Baby's just gone. The last time I was there, even though it says do not park in the post office parking lot, well, I did. Oh my gosh, she was at work when the bomb went off. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. That must have been scary as heck. Well, I hope she was okay and nothing happened to her. I'm actually going back to Oklahoma City in a couple weeks, about a month. Yeah, no, January, correct. I will not be there during baseball season. But like I said, I have never been to the Dodgers and I've never been to the Angels stadiums. So I will eventually get there during baseball season. Any suggestions for future videos? That was my next point of topic. I know we're kind of going through a lot of this, so I appreciate you all for these ideas because I'm keeping tabs and I'm like, okay, I need to start writing this stuff down. Funny enough about the Irish, Kate Grant said, go Irish. My brother-in-law is an Irish alumni. So when he was in school, we used to go out every year to Notre Dame and see football games, and beautiful campus, probably the most beautiful campus I've seen. Let's talk about what's today. Today's Sunday. I was going to say, for those of you on the call, I can give you a little update of what's coming this Saturday. I know it's like a week away, but this Saturday, we will be this one was in Kansas, seeing the gravesite of President Dwight Eisenhower, as well as touring the presidential library. That was really cool. I actually enjoyed that more than the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library because I did them on the same trip. But this one was almost like a campus that was laid out, and you can there was 6 buildings you could walk around. So, and then at the end, they make it so you see his childhood home. I'm talking about President Dwight Eisenhower. You see his childhood home that they actually No. They didn't pick up a movie. That was the original spot. So wherever his childhood house was, they built the presidential library around there. And then he has a really nice burial spot in this one building. Are you a wrestling fan? I used to be when I was younger. I'm trying to remember the guys. Back, I guess it would have been the late 90s, early 2000s, definitely late 90s. The guys when The Rock was, back then. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was one of my dudes. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, those guys way back in the day. Those are fun. NEM, New York City would be cool to visit, and I bet a lot of famous graves are there. There is, and I have a list of places I want to visit in New York City. The number one place for how sad it is. If you hear that, somebody's crying and not happy. What's the matter? Oh. Sorry. Yeah. 9-month-old baby is just whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. What was I saying? One of the things I want to see in New York City is the 9/11 memorial. For how sad it is, I want to see it, and we've tried so many times to see it. Never made it there. Then COVID happened. Then we moved to Texas, and now here we are. So one of these days, I want to get there. She is the boss. That is for sure. She makes the rules, especially at night when we're trying to sleep. And she's like, no, you guys are getting up. Okay. Let's see. Go to Reagan and or Nixon's presidential libraries. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll write that down. Reagan and Nixon. Hi. Hi. Yeah, she smiled. Okay. Baby's good. Baby is good.
Kitty made him get excited when she tipped.
Oh, I see. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mr. Hulk Hogan. That was a sad one. Today, I feel like 70. I think he died at 72. I feel like that's young today. My gosh, you guys know some of the rock guys I like. Paul Stanley from Kiss. He's like 71 and he looks like he's 50. Another guy I love, Rick Springfield. Yes, the guy who sings Jesse's Girl. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big Rick Springfield fan. So I know of him, but he's 76 and he looks like he's 50. My wife said oh yeah, he's definitely had some work done, but he keeps himself in such great shape. Okay, so 2 Ronald Reagans. Ronald Reagan's library is something to see. It's close to LA. I wrote that one down. So is he buried there though? I don't know. Let me know if Ronald Reagan is buried on site at his presidential library, because that's, for me anyway, that's my favorite thing to see when I go to a presidential library. If anyone is just joining us, please let me know where you're joining from. Just curious. Out of curiosity. Oh, I do. Before I forget. Thank you. Ronald Reagan is buried at the Presidential Library. Thank you for letting me know that one. Before I forget and shut this live stream off, I want to give a shout out to channel members. I've seen a few of you on tonight in the comments. Some of them I have not seen, so I don't know if they joined or not, but shout out in the comments, Bigger Red. Thank you, man, for being a channel member. Bandit the Cat 2. NEM525, thank you all. If you are interested in being a channel member, I'm not trying to market this up or anything. I'm just letting you know. Even though I did sales for a couple of years when I got out of college, but I'm not trying to sell you guys or whatever. Just saying, if you are interested in becoming a channel member, they're in every video description. I've been putting them in the pinned comment section. And really, it just kind of gives you behind the scenes access to videos, early videos, updates, ideas, or photos and that from where I am. Anyway, it's all in there. So just say, if you're interested, just letting you know. How many? Wow, I talked for 44 minutes. Holy cow. I was like, what am I going to talk about for that long? But gosh, we're almost at 45. Look at that. Yep, 6:45. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Have you heard of Shock G? No, I don't know what that is, Mr. Geek Me Out. Shock G. What is Shock G? But anyway, y'all, I thank you for joining. I'm going to go. I don't want to drag this this one on too long. Plus, it's a little late. And we have to give my baby girl her bath. And then she's got to go to bed. And I don't want to make Nicole do that by herself. So I will be trying to do these live streams at least bi-weekly. But when they do happen, even if it's next Sunday, it's going to be Sunday nights, 6 o'clock Central Time. So anyway, I appreciate you all joining us. He was a digital member of the Digital Underground. I will write Shock G down. See, thank you all for this video ideas. She's right for her back. I know it's over way too soon. It's going fast already, Karen. She's 9 months, and Nicole and I are like, where the heck did the time go? Mr. Geek Me Out, thanks for being here. Good night. Alrighty, everyone. We're gonna shut this down. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you this coming Saturday. We're posting the Dwight Eisenhower Grave Presidential Library, and then we'll try and do another live stream next Sunday. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Have a good Sunday night, a good work week, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.